I grew up in a military household in the Deep South and was raised a Baptist. Now, there's a lot of good things about that, but there are also some drawbacks. I can still hear my mother's words, "Pretty is as pretty does," or my parents, "Speak only when you're spoken to. Don't show off. Keep quiet." Sound familiar? In church, the talk was always about giving glory to God, which is a great thing, and not bringing attention to yourself. There were more do-nots than do's. Rules, rules, rules. It was years before I realized that I had a voice, much less a choice in my life, because in this framework, it's a little difficult to shine, to share my gifts, or to become confident. For years, I held back, more in the shadows. For those of you who know me now, that may be hard to imagine. I played the game, tried to please others, and tried to be what I thought they wanted me to be. Have you ever felt that way? Most of us have. Truthfully, I'm still working on it. Like you, my journey has been full of ups and downs, bumps in the roads, and there have been many lessons. What I see is the more we do, the hurrier that's my word, we get. The more we do, the more we do, the more we do, we try, we're holding the whole world. And what do? Instead of saying, wow, I am amazing. I am amazing, all I can do. And what do? I'm just not enough. I just can't do it. It's like we beat up on ourselves like crazy. Like, what's the matter with me? I can't do everything in the world at the same time. We beat up on ourselves. We compare ourselves. Gosh, I wish I could bake cookies like Susie at PTA. I wish I could be the leader of this as good as she does. Wish I could teach a Bible study as well as Tiffany does. Wish I could, all of these things that we compare ourselves to other people instead of looking at ourselves and saying, what does God have for me? The only thing I really have to do is be me. But we forget that, right? So I'm telling you, God gives you permission to be yourself because He basically made you to be that way. And just because you don't fit the mold of somebody else, just because you don't, somebody told you, well, who do you think you are? Or they said to you, you were just good for nothing. That just breaks my heart to think people say that, but I know they do. Or I have actually heard people say to their kids in the grocery store, "You are so stupid, stop that." How dare you talk to that child like that? Those are hard patterns to break. But if you came from that, you can break it because you can decide that that's not true because you know it's not. God didn't say that.
So speaking of that, so you have your Wow the World. You have Fun Fearless Females, right?
Yes.
This woman is so busy, I can't keep track of where she is. In fact, yesterday I sent her a message. I'm like, are you here or where are you?
Yeah, exactly.
So tell us how all that started. Fun Fearless Females.
Yeah. Well, I want to hear the story. Okay. Well, very interesting. The thing that I just see all the time is women talk so negative to themselves and they constantly are comparing. So the negative self-talk, which is sort of what the bees are all about, is when you're in your closet and you're saying, oh my gosh, or you're on the way and I'm like, I'm late. Oh, I'm always late. Why am I always late for things? Well, you're always going to be late because you keep saying you're late. So when you decide not to be late, you won't be late. You'll start telling yourself, you know what? I'm always on time. I'm never late because I respect people's time. And so I don't want to put them out and cause inconvenience. So I'm always on time. And so I've been saying that for about 10 years because I used to be one of those people who was always late. And I finally got to where, well, actually I know what it was. I was at a Mary Kay thing, a meeting, and our national sales director said, you know what, when you're late, you're telling those people that they're not as important as you are. I said, that's what I'm thinking, she's talking. But I never thought of it that way. I never thought about that if I walked in late, somebody started a meeting, that I'm like, and so she said, okay, I'm going to go look at all your stuff. I was doing voiceovers and I'm an actor and different things like that. And so she said, let me look at your stuff and then we'll have our talk, the first talk. Mm-hmm. So when we had our first talk, she said, well, Delinda, I know what your problem is. And I said, you do? We haven't even had our talk yet. How can that be, right? And she said, well, honey, anytime somebody says, well, honey, there's a foot's going to drop or something. And she said,
good.
Yeah, I don't say it, every time. So it's nice. Thank you for asking, so people kind of see where that came from. And then because I built my, like I said, I was a Mary Kay peak cabinet director for 20 years, and I built my main.